indeed. I have just been informed by the pew opener that Miss Prism has been waiting for me in the vestry for the past hour and a half.
Miss Prism? Did I hear you mention a Miss Prism?
Yes, Lady Bracknell, I'm going there to meet her now.
Allow me to detain you for a moment. This matter may be one of grave importance to myself and Lord Bracknell. This Miss Prism, a female of repellent aspect, remotely connected to education.
She is the most cultivated of ladies, a very picture of respectability.
It is obviously the same person. May I ask what position she holds in your household?
Position? Madam, I am a celibate.
Miss Prism, Lady Bracknell, is Miss Cardew's valued companion and esteemed governess for the last 3 years.
Well, in spite of what I hear of her, I must see her at once. Let her be sent for.
Very well. Oh, well, she approaches. She is nigh.
I was told you expected me in the vestry, dear Canon. I have been waiting for you there for 1 hour and 3/4.
Prism! Come here, Prism. Prism! Where is that baby? 28 years ago, Prism, you left Lord Bracknell's house, number 104, Upper Grosvenor Street, in charge of a perambulator that contained a baby of the male sex. You never returned. A few weeks later, the perambulator was found after midnight, standing alone in a remote corner of Bayswater. It contained a manuscript of a 3-volume novel of more than usually revolting sentimentality. But the baby was not there. Prism, where is that baby?
Lady Bracknell, I must admit to you with shame that I do not know. I only wish I did. The plain facts of the case are these. On the morning of the day you mention, a day that is forever branded on my memory, I had prepared as usual to take the baby out in its perambulator. I had with me a somewhat old but capacious handbag in which I had intended to place a manuscript of a work of fiction I had written in my few unoccupied hours. During a moment of mental abstraction, for which I can never forgive myself, I deposited the manuscript in the bassinet, placed the baby in the handbag.
But where did you deposit the handbag?
Do not ask me, Mr. Worthing.
Miss Prism, this is a matter of no small importance to me. I insist on knowing where you deposited the handbag that contained the infant.
I left it in the cloakroom of one of the larger railway stations in London.
What railway station?
Victoria. The Brighton line.
Wait here for me for a moment. I must retire to my room.
If you're not too long, I shall wait for you all my life.
What do you think this means, Lady Bracknell?
I dare not even suspect, Dr. Chasuble. I need not tell you that in families of high position, strange coincidences are not supposed to happen. They are not considered the thing.
Uncle Jack, he's strangely agitated.
Yes, your guardian has a very emotional nature.
His noise is extremely disturbing. It sounds like he were having an argument. I dislike arguments of any kind. They're always vulgar and often offensive.
Oh, it has stopped now.
I do wish he would come to some conclusion.
This suspense is terrible. I hope it will last.
Miss Prism, is this the handbag you deposited the infant in? Examine it carefully before you answer. The happiness of more than one life depends on what you say.
Well, it seems to be mine. Yes. Yes, here is the injury it received during the upsetting of a Gower Street omnibus in younger and happier days. And caused by the explosion of a temperance beverage, an incident that occurred at Leamington. Yes, it is! Here on the log are my initials. I had forgotten that in an extravagant mood I had had them placed there. The bag is undoubtedly mine. I am delighted to have it so unexpectedly restored to me. It has been a great inconvenience being without it all these years.
More is restored to you than the handbag. I was the infant you placed inside.
You?
Yes, Mother.
Mr. Worthing, I am unmarried.
I do not deny that this is a serious blow. But who has the right to cast a stone against one who has suffered so much? Cannot an act of contrition wipe out an act of folly?
No.
Why must there be one law for men and another for women? Mother, I forgive you.
No, Mr. Worthing, there has been some error. There is a lady who can tell you who you really are.
I do beg your pardon, Lady Bracknell. I hate to seem inquisitive, but could you kindly tell me who I am?
I'm afraid the news I have to give you will not altogether please you. You're the son of my poor sister, Mrs. Moncrief, and consequently Algernon's elder brother.
Algy's elder brother? Then I do have a brother after all! I do have a brother after all, Algy! Oh, Cecily, my unfortunate brother. Dr. Chasuble, my unfortunate brother. Wendell, my unfortunate brother. Algy, you young scoundrel, you have never behaved to me like a brother in your whole life.
Well, not except for this afternoon, I admit. I've been rather out of practice.
But I must say that
My
The
own
question of-
one. But what own are you? Well, who are you now that you are someone else?
I suppose that matter should be cleared up at once. Your decision on my name is irrevocable, I suppose?
I never change, except in my affections.
What a noble nature you have, Gwendolyn.
Aunt Augusta? When Miss Prism put me in the handbag, had I been christened already?
Every luxury that money could buy, including christening, was lavished upon you by fond and doting parents.
So I was christened. Let me know the worst of it. I'm ready.
Well, being the eldest son, you were naturally named after your father.
But what was my father's Christian name?
I cannot at present recall what the general's Christian name was. I have no doubt he had one. He was eccentric, but only in the later years. And that due to India and marriage and indigestion and various things of that kind.
Algy, can't you recall what our father's Christian name was?
I'm sorry, old boy, we were barely on speaking terms. He died before I was a year old.
I suppose that his name would appear in the army list of the period, no?
The general was essentially a man of peace, except in his domestic life. But I have no doubt his name would appear in any military directory.
The army list of the last 40 years are here. Life of book should have been my constant study. Let's see, Generals, Malum, Maxbom, Mallion. Oh, what ghastly names these people have. Markley, Minsby, Moncrief. Lieutenant, Captain, Lieutenant Colonel, General, 1869. Christian names. Ernest John. My name is Earnest after all. I mean, it is naturally Earnest.
Yes, now I recall the general was called Ernest. I knew there was a specific reason for my disliking the name.
My own Ernest, I knew from the start you could have no other name.
Darling, it's a terrible thing for a man to find out that all his life he's been speaking nothing but the truth. Can you ever forgive me?
Of course I can. For I'm sure you are to change.
My own one.
Oh, darling.
Letitia!
Frederick, at last!
Cecily, at last!
Gwendolyn, at last.
My nephew, you seem to be displaying signs of triviality.
On the contrary, Aunt Augusta. For the first time in my life, I finally realized the vital importance of being earnest.